Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Kerrville Weekly News Roundup. We are your co-hosts today, Andrew Gay, Tom Fox, and Gilbert Pies, the co-founders of the Texas Hill Country Podcast Network. We're going to run down our favorite or top news picks for the week. So let's jump right in. I believe, Tom, you always do the honors and kick us off. You want to do that for us today?
So my two stories, the first one was, as reported in the lead, was the oral argument in the Harvey Blue appeal of his disqualification case here in Kerr County. And the oral argument was held in front of the El Paso Court of Appeals. It's been transferred out to El Paso. And to say that the court was skeptical of his arguments, I think would be charitable at best. The court noted that basically they were claiming two things, or he was claiming two things. One was the judge should have been disqualified, but the problem for Blue is his lawyer didn't raise it to the Court of Appeals, so that probably means he's waived it, even if he's right. Second is Blue tried to argue that what he got was a deferred prosecution or deferred adjudication. The problem with that was that wasn't available under Texas law until 1975, and the prosecution was in 1973. And I'm going to go out of the Hill Country just once because I want to note the passing of Jackie Burke. He was one of the great sports heroes in the city of Houston. He was a two-time, he was a Masters champion. He was a PGA champion. But for Houston, he built Champions Golf Course out in the Woodlands back in the 60s. We had numerous U.S. Opens, Houston Opens, and other major championships there. Just a great representative of the city of Houston in the World Golf Hall of Fame. So Jackie Burke, the oldest living Augusta winner at 100, passed away this week.
That's the first time I've ever heard that name. Thank you for informing me. I've never heard the name before. That's interesting.
Thank you, Tom. Gil, what you got for us today?
My two stories are the city of Kerrville elections that are coming up. If you didn't know, the opening period to pick up an application and apply to be on the Kerrville City Council has started. It was from January the 17th, which obviously was a few days ago, and it extends all the way to February the 16th. So if you're interested in serving on the Kerrville City Council, you're more than welcome to come by City Hall and pick up an information packet and apply to become a city council member. We already have several people that are actively running in the city council election. First of all, place 3 councilman right now, Joe Herring, has filed already to become the mayor, and which is kind of interesting because he was the mayor in the distant past, and he is taking a 30-year break and decided to go back and see if he could become the mayor of Kerrville.
He's double dipping.
Yeah, double dipping. That's right.
Trying to.
And so he's already filed to become the mayor. He's currently the place 3 councilman. And another person, Barbara Duell Ferguson, has filed to take over that spot. And if you'll recall, last year, Barbara Duell Ferguson was running for a different place, but she was running against Jeff Harris, and she lost that race by 8 votes, I think it was. It's something very, very slim. So, if you never thought that your vote was important, it is, because Miss Duell Ferguson lost last year by just 8 votes. And then, of course, the incumbent right now, Brenda Hughes, for place 4, I think it is, she's already filed to run for the seat again. And so far, she's not facing any opposition. But, everybody has until February the 16th. So, Tom, Andrew, y'all are more than welcome to stop by there and pick up your packet and think about making a run for city council.
Hey, you left yourself out there, sir.
Yeah, I'm not interested. I did that on purpose.
Yeah, you're shifting it all to us.
Kerrville City Council. It's and again, if you don't think that voting for your city elections is important, you're sadly mistaken. There's a lot of things that are happening in Kerrville, and having a place on the city council gives you some direction or some voice in how the city implements policies and procedures to manage the growth that we're experiencing. And speaking of growth, if you hadn't heard, there's a new coffee company coming to town. It's called Dutch Brothers Coffee. They're going to be opening up a location. Right now, it's an empty lot, but it's right next to Randolph Brooks Federal Credit Union, which is in front of the Home Depot. They're on Sidney Baker. They'll be opening their restaurant probably later this year, or at least start construction on it. And if you're not familiar with Dutch Brothers, they're a pretty big coffee chain. They don't have any sit down service, from what I understand, but they're very popular. We'll just add to the number of coffee joints that we have here in town, because we've already got 2 Starbucks, a Scooters, and a multitude of independent coffee shops already. And Dutch Brothers will just be one of them, another one to add to the mix.
Okay, but who is your favorite at the moment? If you had to pick, I know you don't really drink coffee.
Yeah, I
but
don't drink coffee, so I don't really care about either one of
if
them.
you had to pick,
I don't know. I just
in
yeah.
A,
I
in
have
slash A.
I have never been to a Starbucks and ordered anything for myself ever.
No, are you serious?
Seriously.
You've never been inside of one?
Well, I've been inside of a Starbucks, and I've gone to an airport Starbucks and bought a snack, and I certainly have gone to Starbucks and picked up stuff for other people, but never for myself. Just it's just not on my radar. I don't do
It's
that.
too much. It's too much.
Yeah, probably
Yeah.
just too much. So Dutch Brothers Coffee, look for it towards the end of the year, and then people always complain. They make me laugh on Facebook when the announcement was made. People always complained about, well, how come they're not opening a bank, chicken place, and nail salon along with it? We'll give it some time, and the city of Kerrville will certainly get another chicken place, bank, or nail salon.
Yeah, because we keep using them.
Yes,
That's the problem.
Yes, that's why they keep coming, and that's why they keep opening. And just so you know, the city of Kerrville doesn't determine what comes here and what doesn't. The other interesting development that's coming here to Kerrville, if you hadn't seen it yet, is Boot Barn. Boot Barn is opening up a relatively new store, or big store, over on Sidney Baker, also in the old spot where Luby's used to be. If you've been in Kerrville for a long time, you'll know that Luby's used to be here in Kerrville, and they closed down for a few years. The building sat empty, and a business went in there called the Salt Group, and they've moved their offices now, and they put that location up for sale. And Boot Barn is going to be moving in. I don't think Boot Barn bought the location. I think they're just renting it, but they're going to be moving in there. And then also, in addition to that, the part of the property that they're not going to use for Boot Barn is for sale or for lease, and hopefully another development will come in there. Maybe that's where the chicken bank nail salon will go.
The Chicken Bank Salon.
Chicken bank, yeah, salon. So Boot Barn is coming into town, and that of course is Western wear, and obviously boots. So Billy's Western Wear will have a bit of competition, and of course certainly
Uh-huh.
our friends at Gibson's might have a little competition too, when it comes to selling outdoor wear and Western wear and boots. But hey, little competition never hurt nobody. So looking forward to that. Let's see what else comes next to it. And that's all I've got for right now.
Thanks, Gilbert.
Mhm.
I know that, those of us that live in Kirk County, we like our boots. I know all three of us sitting here at this table own a pair of boots. So, all right. So for myself, I don't have much to add to what you guys have already mentioned, other than there is an event happening January 20th, which is tomorrow. So tomorrow evening at the Arcadia, actor and award-winning actor Barry Corbin will share tales of his long career on the stage at the Arcadia. So, okay, be honest. Did either one of y'all know who he was
Yes.
before Lewis had him on his show? Did
Sure.
you know? Yeah. Okay. Well, I wouldn't have recognized him by name, but I sure as heck recognized his face. And I was like, oh, he plays a cowboy in like everything that he's ever been in. And apparently I think he's in Yellowstone. But anyway, longtime actor is gonna do a gig there tomorrow night. It's at Arcadia downtown. It starts and is from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. At our lovely Arcadia, 717 Water Street, downtown Kerrville. So
I
looking
thought
forward
for
to that.
sure you were going to talk about the Share Act that was coming. The Share.
Yeah, well, the only reason I didn't is because I don't really know the details about it yet. I know it's a thing because I was following the lead this morning, listening to Lewis, and I know that they were giving away some tickets for it. But yeah, I wasn't sure about the details yet on that.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I think I have some relatives in my family that would be a lot more excited about that than myself. But I'm
You have
not.
a second story?
Yes, I'm not a Cher fan. Second story is Family Fun Night being hosted at the Diedert Center. So the Diedert Center and Heart of the Hills Heritage Center are going to host a family game night from 2 to 4 p.m. Saturday, January 20th. I think that's great that we offer those kinds of services here for families and whatnot, because there's plenty of them here. That's at 451 Guadalupe Street at the Diedert Center. And other than that, that's it. I was going to mention the weather. I don't really know what to say about it other than burr, and it was really cold. We didn't have Snowmageddon number 2, so that was good. It was dry, but it was really cold. So I don't know. Other than that, I think we're supposed to get another cold snap this weekend, but my plants are still alive. We all survived. Nothing got iced over. No trees fell on the house. All that good stuff. So anyway,
I'm excited about the rain that's coming. Supposedly, we need
supposedly.
it. Yes,
supposedly.
Yes.
So with that, I'll kick it back to y'all. Y'all got any mentions of things that you are attending or planning on doing this weekend?
It's the second best weekend for football in the year because we have the Final Four. We have the Houston Texans against Baltimore, Green Bay Packers playing at San Francisco, Tampa Bay traveling to Detroit, and Kansas City going to Buffalo. So 4 great games. It ain't the Cowboys, but we got one team in there.
Tom is still on a high from Michigan.
Well, the Cowboys brought me back down to earth.
I guess so. They are known to do that.
Yeah, if you're a Cowboys fan, you've been suffering for 30 years. It's bad. It's real bad.
Yeah,
it's real bad.
I don't want to talk about that.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay. All right, guys, that'll do it for us. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget, interact with us, share our content, helps other people find our channel, the show, and everything that we produce here for the local businesses that we serve, but also the community at large here in Kerrville and the surrounding Texas Hill Country. Thank you so much for tuning in. Take care. We'll catch you next time.
This is Tom Fox. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Kerrville Weekly News Roundup. We have a weekly news roundup about top stories that caught our collective eye in Kerrville over the past week, each Friday or Saturday of each week. So check us out, bookmark this podcast, subscribe to it, and please leave us a review. It would certainly help us get the word out about this only weekly news wrap-up podcast for Kerrville, Texas. Kerrville Weekly News Roundup is a production of the Texas Hill Country